Bottom it out, nuovo gratis bullish. Bottom it out, tornerà ISIS bearish.
Bearish positive 13 times today.
Nuovo gratis bullish.
Bitcoin could be at 40,000.
Let us go to moon. Bitcoin, please go to moon. Stop going sideways now. Don't ever say we going down to 1K, but Mr. Novogratz say we have bottom it out. Bottom it out, Novogratz is bullish. Bottom it out, tornerà ISIS bearish.
Bearish positive 13 times today.
Novogratz is bullish.
Bitcoin could be at 40,000.
Let us go to moon. Bitcoin, please go to moon. Stop going sideways now. Don't ever say we going down to 1K, but Mr. Novogratz say we have bottom it out. Bottom it out, Novogratz is bullish. Bottom it out, tornerà ISIS bearish.
Bearish positive 13 times today.
Novogratz is bullish.
Bitcoin could be at 40,000.
Let us go to moon. Bitcoin, please go to moon. Stop going sideways now. Don't ever say we going down to 1K, but Mr. Novogratz say we have bottom it out. Bottom it out, Novogratz is bullish. Bottom it out, tornerà ISIS bearish.
Bearish positive 13 times today.
Novogratz is bullish.
Bitcoin could be at 40,000.
Let us go to moon. Bitcoin, please go to moon. Stop going sideways now. Don't ever say we going down to 1K, but Mr. Novogratz say we have bottom it out. Bottom it out, Novogratz is bullish. Bottom it out, tornerà ISIS bearish.
Bearish positive 13 times today.
Novogratz is bullish.
Bitcoin could be at 40,000.
Let us go to moon. Bitcoin, please go to moon. Stop going sideways now. Don't ever say we going down to 1K, but Mr. Novogratz say we have bottom it out. Bottom it out, Novogratz is bullish. Bottom it out, tornerà ISIS bearish.
Bearish positive 13 times today.
Novogratz is bullish.
Bitcoin could be at 40,000.
Let us go to moon. Bitcoin, please go to moon. Stop going sideways now. Don't ever say we going down to 1K, but Mr. Novogratz say we have bottom it out. Bottom it out, Novogratz is bullish. Bottom it out, tornerà ISIS bearish.
Bearish positive 13 times today.
Novogratz is bullish.
Bitcoin could be at 40,000.
Let us go to moon. Bitcoin, please go to moon. Stop going sideways now. Don't ever say we going down to 1K, but Mr. Novogratz say we have bottom it out. Bottom it out, Novogratz is bullish. Bottom it out, tornerà ISIS bearish.
Bearish positive 13 times today.
Novogratz is bullish.
Bitcoin could be at 40,000.
Let us go to moon. Bitcoin, please go to moon. Stop going sideways now. Don't ever say we going down to 1K, but Mr. Novogratz say we have bottomed out. Bottomed out, Novogratz is bullish. Bottomed out, don't ever rise is bearish.
Bearish target of 1300.
Novogratz is bullish.
Bitcoin could be at 40,000.
Let us go to moon. Bitcoin, please go to moon. Stop going sideways now. Don't ever say we going down to 1K, but Mr. Novogratz say we have bottomed out. Bottomed out, Novogratz is bullish. Bottomed out, don't ever rise is bearish.
Bearish target of 1300.
Novogratz is bullish.
Bitcoin could be at 40,000.
Let us go to moon. Bitcoin, please go to moon. Stop going sideways now. Don't ever say we going down to 1K, but Mr. Novogratz say we have bottomed out. Bottomed out, Novogratz is bullish. Bottomed out, don't ever rise is bearish.
Bearish target of 1300.
Novogratz is bullish.
Bitcoin could be at 40,000.
Let us go to moon. Bitcoin, please go to moon. Stop going sideways now. Don't ever say we going down to 1K, but Mr. Novogratz say we have bottomed out. Bottomed out, Novogratz is bullish.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me for an Easter edition of Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. Of course, I'm your host, Justin Wise, lead analyst and senior mentor at cryptocurrency.com. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday, wherever you happen to be tuning in from. Happy Easter to everybody. Regardless of whether it's a holiday that you celebrate or not, it's kind of a big deal around the Wise household. So we've had a big day, guys. I've been blasted by the sun because it's a beautiful sunny day out today, out playing a little bit of ball and coming back in, and honestly doing very well. You know, there are certain times in the market when, as I said yesterday, haven't really haven't had to do much. You know, limit orders that I set have been filled. Limit orders that we set have been filled. Everything is progressing along nicely. There's not a whole lot of stuff to do except for take profits, update stop losses, and figure out what our next move will be. Of course, it's Sunday evening, so exciting time. CME futures do open up tonight, so we could have a good glimpse into what the market is going to be doing. And just a good time to relax, spend time with friends and family. So hopefully you guys have taken advantage of that. As you guys know, this is what I do professionally. This is what I do full-time. And it can be a stressful occupation at times, especially for those of us with a family. So always looking forward to taking advantages of opportunities to spend time with the ones that I love. And I recommend that you do that as well, because to be a trader, it's all about, you know, entries and exits is secondary. It's probably the least important part of your equation. The primary position, the primary importance, the primary skills that you need to have are psychological discipline, patience, and money management skills, right? If you've got those locked down, you could have a fairly terrible entry and exit system, and you will still have a much better chance of making money and closing out the year with a positive equity curve than an individual with a fantastic entry and exit system and terrible patience, terrible psychological discipline, and terrible money management skills. Again, it's a standing challenge. I will take the worst entry and exit system that you could devise for me, but I will have strict and adherent money management skills and position sizing, and basically just flip a coin whether I want to go long or short. And you guys can take the best entry and exit system but have no discipline or strategy behind your position sizing, and I will most likely win every time. So hopefully you guys are doing fantastic. Let's go to the chat and see what we got going on. Hopefully you guys like the intro music, just the holidays, just having a little bit of fun. We'll talk about whoa, that's over. Yep, there we go. We'll talk about that thing right down there. Can't break the fourth wall barrier like that, quite like that. We'll talk about that in just a second, but I see Ed McCracken. Good to see you. Eternal. Raymond Cheek asking, does anybody have live CME? I do not. Eternal says, Bitcoin about to drop. Clipston, Plexterfield, Eli back. So good to see you. Oh, Eli back. Hey, thank you, man, for the $5 super chat. Please look at my Haven. Thank you, man. I highly appreciate that vote of confidence. Of course, we will be glad to take a look at Haven for you, man. We looked at it yesterday. I'd be eager to see how it is progressing along. Hopefully, you're doing well with it. Happy Easter to you. Happy Easter to you, Crypto Kitty. Johnny Valentine. Happy Easter to you, my friend. Freddie Fourfinger asks, what is the name of the song? I had to laugh so hard when it started. That is Bitcoin, Please Go to Moon. It's a meme, but it's a good one. Jurgen Ernst, happy Easter to you. Pablo, chance to check out ZERP USD. Of course, we can look at ZERP. Many thanks. Randall McMurphy, Easter Bitcoin Bunny. Edward Park, happy Easter to you. Stephen Becker says, need the Easter Bunny to bring beer this year. Ed asks for Basic Attention Token and Engine Coin. All right, we'll take a look at those. Tony Vice. What is the song saying? Novogratz is saying that we have Batomet out. Batomet. Hugo Chill, good to see you. Crypto Meister, happy. Novogratzi. Hey, good to see you. Taurus, good to see you, my good friend. It's just zero. Randall McMurphy. Ron Legato, I'm not ready for Moon yet. Need more Bitcoin. Hopefully we do get that opportunity. Hugs for you too, Hugo Chill. Eli says, how come my total tip doesn't show up? So I think the way that that's set up is top donation of all time, concurrent, like who's given the most over time, and then it's most recent donation, most recent Twitch subscriber, most recent Twitch follower, and then most recent YouTube subscriber. This can't break the fourth wall like that. That section right up there. Yeah, I can't. There we go. Yeah, up there. Anyways, beautiful Sunday here. Holy cow. Yeah, it's beautiful. Is ZERP in a critical zone to pop or dump? Yes, it is. Never heard of Haven, now twice in 24 hours. All right, guys. So let's talk about, oh God, this thing. I'm always have to do it backwards. My bad. So we are going to be having a Easter giveaway. For those of you who have not joined the Premium Trading Group yet or are members of the Premium Trading Group, if you've been on the fence, if you're not sure yet, we do like to give our subscribers in our community an opportunity to get advantage and take advantage of the mentoring and education that you can receive in the Premium Trading Group, as well as access to mentorship, access to our analysts and traders, access to our premium signals and setups, our indicators, our webinar series, our database library, customizable blockfolio, all the cool stuff, plus the private Discord community. So if you guys haven't joined yet, we are going to be giving we're going to be doing an Easter giveaway. So the first 5 people, and this offer does stand for current subscribers who do want to add time onto their subscription. We're going to be giving away a 50% discount to the first 5 subscribers. We're going to be doing a Gleam giveaway for this, just so it's easy to keep track of, to keep us honest. It'll all be there on the leaderboard. The first 5 individuals. So realistically, the way that we have to do this is just the top 5. Okay. They're going to receive 50% off 1 month access to the Premium Trading Group. The next 10 will receive 30% off, and the next 20 will receive 10% off. So if you guys have been interested in that and joining along with us and following along with us in our trades a little bit more closely, that opportunity is on the table for you. Of course, you can go to premium.crackencryptocurrency.com to receive more information about it if this is your first time hearing about it. And I'm going to have that information to post for the Gleam giveaway here in just a little bit. So with that being said, let's go take a look at the markets, and I do want to look at some interesting data metrics as well. So I want to look at Tether dominance. I want to look at some other things as well, and we'll get to these. Requests as well. So let's get that updated. Let's get over here to main charting. Boom, and here we are in the live scene, guys. All right, let's do this together. Let's go to the schedule, and. Eli back. Thank you so much for another $10, my good friend. He says, as soon as my coin doubles, I'll be top tipper. Hell yeah, man. X Haven to the moon, my good friend. All right, so we looked at Neo, Cardano, and Haven Protocol yesterday. So we'll be revisiting Haven. We will not be looking at Cardano, BAT, and ENJ. All right, cool. Basic Attention Token and Engine Coin. All right, as well as Bitcoin and Ethereum. Right, so let's get... All right, going over here, and there's some interesting stuff here. I'm going to point this out with the total market cap and Tether dominance, because again, those are charts that I don't see anybody else looking at in the realm of technical analysis when it comes to cryptocurrency, but they are things that I look at quite closely. So what do we got going on with Bitcoin right here? Still consolidating and trending sideways overall in the bullish order, or excuse me, in the bearish order block. In the bearish, it's not technically a breaker yet. It's still a bearish order block. We actually would need to break above and then revisit it. Breaking above cleanly with no resistance would cause it to be a breaker, at which case we would buy all pullbacks. However, currently it is a bearish order block. So meaning we are taking this opportunity to sell any returns back to that order block. So we did not close the daily above the order block, which was the conditions for me to exit my original short from 53.50. So 60% left of my original position from 53.50 on BitMEX. As I talked about, my Deribit account, average entry of 53.14. So still in decent profit on that one. Price is slowly grinding its way back up to my break even. And honestly, price has just been consolidating over the last 24 hours. Had a nice little dip down to the downside, but honestly, today's been a fairly slow day. So again, nice day for you to spend time with your family, have your positions the same. I haven't seen anything to make me want to exit my positions. Now, as far as the trading group, we did see some nice returns today from shorting EOS, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash. We've been in those positions for a few days. Those have all played out very nicely. Some profit has been taken. Stop losses have been moved to break even or potential profits, previous profit targets. So overall, I mean, waking up today and just seeing my positions continue to accrue in profit. And honestly, Bitcoin, my Bitcoin position has been the least interesting position that I've had for the last 48 hours, to be quite honest, really over the last 72 hours, you know. We've just been teasing around with this bearish order block, haven't been able to cleanly close above, consistent resistance above, consistent support below. And I've heard a lot of indications like, well, hey, more often than not, when price consolidates at resistance, it almost always breaks through. That's not necessarily true. A lot of times you're going to get consolidation at resistance. And the real thing here, again, it's the psychology of market participants that's going to determine where their price goes up or down. Now, keep in mind that with Bitcoin, we will often get a highly volatile spike to the upside. So what I would be looking for, what would be really indicative for this for me is, here's two possibilities that I see. And either way, I need the daily to close above this bearish order block to exit my position, whether that's either way, position sizing, it'll be a small loss. But there are two basic potentialities that I see here, and depending on how the daily closes or a lower time frame candle that exhibits the behavior that I'm about to talk about closes, that'll be my indication of whether this is a warning sign to be out of my trade and to take the small loss and be happy with my profits from shorting alts, and potentially to flip my position. But again, I don't like buying into high momentum. So again, with a breaker, if we close above this cleanly with little resistance, then we would be buying any pullbacks into this zone. But right now, all I'm looking at, the same thing that I was talking about over on the BitMEX chart, is a swing failure pattern, because we formed a high, we formed a swing low off of that high. We're currently forming a lower high. No indications yet that we haven't made a higher high yet, so this is still a lower high. And confirmation of this would come when we trade below the swing low that was generated off of that initial swing high, so the current range high. This is congruent with a lot of other stuff that I've been pointing out lately, as well as the bearish order block that we have just been consolidating in. So again, overall, pretty slow, low volatility day. So good opportunity for us to try to figure out how are we going to respond if the market does something unanticipated. So how are you going to respond if the market breaks to the upside? How are you going to respond if the market breaks to the downside? So typically buying into resistance is not ever what you want to do. If you are in this position right here, right? If you're in this position right here, you see price consolidating at resistance. Almost always not a good time to buy, even if the trade works out well for you, right? Because there's a difference between getting lucky and there's a difference between engaging in systematic trading that has a verified strategy that works over time. And over time, there are going to be opportunities, there are going to be times in the market when price consolidates at resistance and then breaks to the upside, right? You get bears to exit their positions. But more often than not, if you backtest that over time, right? Because again, one of the biggest pet peeves that I have is people that put on a good trade, that have a winning trade, They have a winning trade, but they don't really have any rhyme or reason for why they put on the trade. They'll just look for hindsight indicators to try to justify why they took that position, right? The real reason, the truth, if they're honest with you, is that they felt bullish, so they went long, or they felt bearish, so they went short. And then when the trade goes in their favor and they incur profit, they think they're a good trader. And this often happens with newer traders who come into the scene and they just buy based on how they feel, and they often have good success in the very beginning. That just tends, I don't know if that's just some underlying thing that happens if, we have brokerages, program or something, but it's just something common that happens. We often, when you are new to trading, you will enter into a market and you will do quite well to begin with. Tej Surrenders, thanks so much for the follow on Twitch, man. Highly appreciate that. Love to see the viewers on Twitch. And yeah, guys, the sun was beating on me today, so I'm a little tired, man. Plus the big Easter dinner. Again, Easter is a big deal around here. So anyways, newer traders will come into the scene. They'll have successful trades. They'll think they're a genius, and then they'll end up incurring or putting on too much risk. They'll put on too large of a position size, and they end up incurring loss, if not blowing out their account, which more often than not happens to the large, overwhelming majority of traders. So again, buying into resistance or buying a position now, even if we break to the upside, is not really a good trade. Why? Because it's not a strategy that works consistently over time, right? It's not a strategy that on average generates returns. It's a strategy that on average results in loss. Okay. Now, if you've been holding a long position, and let's say you bought the bottom, or you've been holding since down here, I mean, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with exiting your position, or not exiting your position. Just 1 second, guys. Hey guys, give me 30 seconds. I will be right back. Sorry about that. All right, guys, sorry about that. Okay, back in the box. Sorry, guys, Easter, family, stuff, things. Thank you so much for your patience. All right, let's get back to these charts, guys. All right, lost my train of thought. So I was talking about profitable strategies and unprofitable strategies. So anyways, let's go down. And we can see, yeah, we can see very nicely here on the BitMEX chart, just the exact same swing failure pattern that I've plotted out several times now as we've been consolidating in this distributive bearish order block right now. We'll see if we get any follow through on this long wick down. Today was looking pretty good to the downside. We've gotten some buyback in the last few hours, but we still have not had a bullish daily close yet, a real indicative market moving bullish close to switch the sentiment in the market. All right, let's see if we had any Mufad P, thanks so much for the subscription on YouTube, man. All right, let's scroll up. Ron Legato says, I know you haven't seen a reason to exit your shorts, but I'm wondering if I could add to mine, and I'm really chomping at the bit, but I'm chicken shit. So, okay, so the first question is, would adding to your short expose you to a larger position size than your account should let you take on? If the answer is yes, then the answer is no, you should not. If you haven't position sized, if you have room for a larger position size, then yes. But that's going to be a personal, and I mean, that's going to be, the answer to that question is based on math, right? Like, look at your position size. What is your statistical percent that you're willing to lose? Where is your stop loss, or what are your conditions for a soft stop loss? What needs to happen for you to exit your position? Yeah. BF says, ZERP soon, 14 cents. Happy face. Can I take a look at ONT? Sure, man. For the long wait, and you guys are the most patient. Oh, it's awesome audience I know of. Yeah, we can take a look at ontology, man. Crypto Caveman, happy holidays, bro. Looking forward to making money together, brother. Me too, man. Jake Jackson, is it bad to ask for tiny donations so I can get out of my broken Chromebook to get more Bitcoin set up a business beatboxing? Well, good luck to you in the beatboxing world, man. You go chill? Hell yeah, man. There's the music I was expecting. Jerry Peck, good to see you, man. Mufa, Jake. Okay, so, yeah, man, not a lot of exciting behavior here from Bitcoin, which is good, because of that, I haven't seen anything to cause me to dramatically exit my position. So what happens if I wake up tomorrow and there's a big green candle to the upside? Well, okay, I've lost some money. Not a big deal. I go back to the drawing board and I would look to re-enter in a position that pulls back and retests that zone. So that would be that's the strategy. That's the exit strategy. That's the entry strategy. Again, I need to see a daily close above this bearish consolidation zone, this bearish order block, denoted by the candle body of the last bullish candle before a shift in market structure. So we've formed a swing high. So all this is right now is a retest of resistance, right? No confirmation that we're going to break to the upside. In fact, it's also quite possible that we ping pong inside of here for a while before breaking. Just because it's Sunday evening, and we often see, you know, for a long time there, it was Monday, Bloody Monday, right? For about 4 months, it was Monday, Bloody Monday. Sorry, I'm really thirsty. So just because it was just because we've had Monday, Bloody Monday for about 4 months there doesn't mean necessarily that we have to wake up tomorrow and see a market making decision. Is it more statistically likely to happen? Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I want to look at some data metrics instead of just looking at the chart of Bitcoin today, because I think that you can noodle out what's going on in the market by looking at least have a good edge in the market by looking at some of these other volumetric data metrics that nobody else really looks at. So if we go back to the USDT dominance chart, what did we say? I mean, for those that you guys can go back and watch the chart. So what did I say I needed to see with Tether dominance, right? Because we had seen Tether dominance on the decline since the 6th of April, right? And that was the herald. Actually, we have you can't see it right here, but on this candle right here, we actually get a time transformation buy signal right here, right? This is the signal to buy Tether and sell altcoins, right? Or to sell cryptocurrency, right? Now that's separate from our Bitcoin positions because we do trade the majority of our Bitcoin on BitMEX and currently 10% of that on Deribit. You guys know that I'm experimenting with Deribit, and that's going actually quite well for me. Again, I quite like that platform. So no system overload, not one, and plenty of liquidity. So anyways, my point is that we did get the buy signal to buy Tether and exit altcoins. That would have been a great time to be out of altcoins because altcoins had been pumping during this entire 2-week period of the market. And as Tether dominance was on the decline. So when you see Tether dominance dropping, so Tether's share of the market capitalization dropping, that means that people are selling Tether to buy other cryptocurrencies. And if you can spot a trend, beginning, as you can see right here, you have support, you close below support, you close below support here. I mean, this is just pretty clear support resistance flip, right? So you've generated a swing low, you have a swing high over here. I mean, this is not the best SFP. Because generally an SFP happens in tighter quarters, right? This is a better SFP, right? We have a swing low, you form a lower low, or excuse me, you form a swing low, you form a higher low, and then you break the swing high that was generated off of that initial swing low. And then when that happens, you typically go long, right? That's when you take the trade. So same thing for a swing failure pattern to the downside, right? So where's a good example? One. Right here is a good one, right? You have a swing low, you have support that's generated off, or a swing high, you have support that's generated off of that swing high. You form a lower high, you trade or close below, and you go short, okay? They very easy to trade, verifiable. I thought I turned notifications off on my phone. I almost always do. Apparently I did not. So anyways, just swing failure patterns are a good verifiable statistical way to trade. Again, just keep in mind that's worshiping at the altar of price action and candlestick analysis. And so it can be subjective. You can make subjective rules, but if you generate objective rules, you're going to be just fine. Again, I have no problem with whichever way you want to trade as long as you have rules. And if I ask you what your strategy is, you can tell me, right? In no uncertain terms, if a candle looks like this, I take a trade. If this candlestick pattern happens, I take a trade. And not, well, sometimes it's the wick and sometimes it's the close, but no, specific certain rules every single time. That's the difference between a profitable system and an unprofitable system. All right. Okay. So anyways, we had generated this swing low off of this break of resistance, right? Because we had support, we broke it, as you can see here a little bit better. So we had support, okay? We break below it, we close below it on this candle for Tether dominance. We consolidate for 3 days and back test that resistance, that previous support as resistance, and then we reject, right? So these 3 candles right here were your warning that you have broken resistance, or excuse me, you have broken support, you have been unable to close above them, and in fact, that level that was closing basis support is acting as closing basis resistance, right? And then you just wake up to this. You wake up to this big fuck you candle and price even descends lower, right? Now you do set up in this area for the swing failure pattern that we talked about, right? Where you close above that right here, okay? You close above that resistance that's generated right there. So you could have been going long on, or excuse me, you could have been, so you have to look at this in reverse as to what to do in the market, right? So Tether dominance dropping, bullish for coins. Tether dominance rising, bearish for coins, right? So you would have taken this opportunity right here to buy Tether and sell altcoins. We did get a Tether sell signal right here, okay? A 24-hour Tether sell signal on the 17th of April, 2019. We don't have any we haven't gotten any confirmation from that from Wanda Atar, and we really haven't broken a significant level of support. What we are doing is back testing a consistent level of resistance with Tether dominance. And I even said I had drawn this black line. That's not new. That's been there for quite a while. I said that if we trade below this swing low that was generated, right? So if we do an SFP or if we trade below support, so that we were likely, if that happens, we're likely going to come back down here and back test this inefficiency in the market and potentially even retest this as an SR flip. So if this were to happen, it would be bullish for altcoins. We haven't seen that yet. In fact, we've seen Tether dominance continue to rise. And what are we doing? Very similarly to Bitcoin, right? We are consolidating at a higher level. Now, there is no... It would be incongruous of me to say that when we consolidate at resistance, we're more likely to break to the upside, or when we consolidate at resistance, we're more likely to break to the downside. Honestly, in my experience, we are more likely. I'm biased to say that we do more often than not end up breaking to the downside. But it's not anything that I'm able to surmise a statistical probability out of in order to incorporate that as part of my trading strategy. I want to see what so as we can see right here, okay? So Tether is in a bullish trend to the upside, right? We haven't really seen anything to cause us to break that pattern yet, to break that methodology of thinking about Tether. Why? Because we haven't really had any significant selling like we've seen with Bitcoin, for example, right? Where we really had some significant selling and we ended up making a significant swing low on Bitcoin, right? So I do look at this as different from the Bitcoin chart, although they are a little bit similar. There's less bearishness, especially in recent activity, from Tether dominance. And in fact, what do we see now? We see Tether dominance rearing back up to retest resistance, letting us know that sentiment in the market is very unsure, right? So the whole concept that Bitcoin, and this is what you're going to wake up to tomorrow, dude. If Bitcoin breaks to the upside, you're going to get crypto Twitter full of lots and lots of people who said, I told you so. It was obvious if you would have just, based on the Elliott wave Gann-Fan theory 92648 that we were breaking to the, just like we saw like the bullish Gartley played out, dude. Nobody ever mentioned a bullish Gartley pattern, right? Which is a harmonic pattern, right? Harmonic patterns don't work out, do not have any statistical reliability of trading. I talk bad. I don't really like Fibonacci, but I would much rather, I would give my left arm to trade Fibonacci if my only other options were to trade harmonic patterns, ciphers, ABCD lines, XYZ flat bottom truncated waves. Get out of here, man. Nobody does that. Nobody does that on the floor. So my point is, that you can tell from the Tether chart that investors are uncertain about the future movement of Bitcoin, which means that whatever position that at the end of the day, you just have to look at what position lines up with your strategy, right? Because we're not here to be right. We're not here to be right, right? There's no one thing, conclusive point of evidence you can point to and say, of course, Bitcoin's going up. Of course, the price is going down, right? I haven't seen anything to invalidate my trading thesis and my strategy, right? So based on that, it doesn't matter if every single human being in the world comes out and says, hey, we're absolutely going down or we're absolutely going up. It doesn't matter, right? Because I know that they're not going to be there for me during the most important times of my life. When I have to click the button, because that's my own, that's my decision, that's my money, that's my account, that's my strategy. And they're not going to be there for me when I die. They're not going to be there for me when my children need help. They're not there. They're just noise, right? All that social media crap is just noise, man. Be your own person, develop your own strategy, and figure out what works for you best in the market, right? Because again, you can be terrible at analysis. You can be terrible at predicting which way the market's going to go and still be a good trader. How is that possible? Because to be a successful, profitable trader, you don't have to know which way price is going to go. In fact, to be a profitable, consistent trader, you need to not care which way price is going to go, right? That's the difference between a trader and a value investor, okay? Or a hodler or whatever you want to be, right? A trader just wants volatility, just wants price to move, and wants to set up a strategy that on average gives them good entries and exits, right? We don't care about catching the bottoms. We don't care about catching the tops. We care about getting good entries and getting good returns, right? And that's all you need. And if you just follow your system, if it's a good system, right? It takes time to develop a good one, but if you just take the time, put the time and patience into developing a system that works for you, then you'll be okay. Don't pay attention to what. So, okay, let's see here. So Tether dominance consolidating, but on the rise. Like we haven't seen a shift in market structure in Tether dominance is my point, right? Where we've seen a shift in market structure for Bitcoin, right? And now we're back testing a level of resistance. With Tether, we haven't really seen a shift in market structure whatsoever. Similarly, if we look at Bitcoin dominance as well, this is letting us know that Bitcoin dominance is on the rise. Individuals are moving out of their altcoin positions. So I don't really see, with Tether dominance rising and with Bitcoin dominance rising, I don't see any really long-term bullishness for altcoins, which is why I've been net short on altcoins, with the exception of a few positions on Binance, and those didn't work out, right? So it's a good thing because overall, I trade with more capital on BitMEX than I do on Binance. I've talked about my split before to the members in the group. So the this week, two losing altcoin positions that I put on didn't really significantly affect my account balance because I was net short on just about everything on BitMEX, which was a good choice. And it's because of stuff like this. This is why, right? I look at this stuff before I look at the chart. Okay, I want to see what is the sentiment of the market. What is the overall market doing? And the overall market is selling altcoins for Tether, selling Bitcoin for Tether, and selling altcoins for Bitcoin and Tether, right? But either way, nobody's really buying altcoins right now. William Perkins, thanks so much for the sub on YouTube, man. All right, so let's go to the total market cap and look at this. This is good. So here's the total crypto market cap right here. And just just to see the power of these bearish order blocks. Now, again, this isn't like God's finger did not come down and touch me and bless me with this knowledge, right? This is a fairly unique way to trade. Not many people talk about order blocks or breakers or anything like that. Again, this is, and if you do some research on this, it's very hard to find information. Like you can't just Google this stuff, right? Good luck. Like, you know, go right now and type in bullish breaker into Google, and there's not going to be easily to find consistent information in my experience. So anyways, but this is a method of analysis, of candlestick analysis, that you can use to generate the basis of trades, or that you can utilize to find confluence in an existing strategy, right? So here we have a bearish order block, right? It's not a breaker until it's broken above, right? So it's a bearish order block. What is a bearish order block? It's the true body, or it's the body, excuse me, not the true body. It's the body of the last bullish candle during an uptrend before a shift in market structure, right? Shift in market structure to the downside, daily sell signal. This is that big fuck you candle that really is denoting a shift in market structure for me. And we use that zone to set limit orders in, to scale limit orders in to sell, right? So this is the total crypto market cap. Now, we can't trade this directly, obviously, because it doesn't have an index. One day it will. One day you will be able to trade this chart because it will be the basis of an index, right? We see this in stocks. And we know that cryptocurrency is going to be huge, right? In the words of Trump. So anyways, we are in the early stages of adoption. So again, don't lose heart, don't lose patience, don't lose faith, whatever, you know, if you guys are, and again, you have to know that I approach, besides from, with the exception of Bitcoin, there's very little that I'm interested in value investing in, right? Everything else I'm mostly interested in trading, right? I trade on BitMax. Why? Because it stacks up my Bitcoin, right? I do believe in Bitcoin for the long term. Overall, it doesn't really matter to me how high or how low Bitcoin goes. I believe in the technology. I believe that it's good for mankind. It's one of those few times in life where I can A, be an entrepreneur in a new system, in a new field. I can continue to be a professional trader, as I've been for quite some time, in an asset class that is brand new and burgeoning, and C, actually feel like a good human being, right? Because there's nothing really, you know, beneficial about trading stocks, right? You're not really making the world a better place. You know, you're not really being a creationist or a destroyist, right? But I digress. I don't want to get too philosophical on a Sunday evening. It is Easter, but anyways. Let's see here. 5:52, about 8 minutes. Talk about the new indicator, NVT. So there's nothing new about the NVT indicator. It's been around for quite some time. It's the and I don't use the NVT system, the NVT signal. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, I've studied it. I've listened to Willy Woo. I've been aware of it for a while. There's also the Meyer multiple. There's some good websites that track all that stuff. It's cool. It is flashing a sell signal, as you guys know, for those of you who are familiar with the NVT. It's called, you know, so this is the selling point, is that it's called every major top and bottom in Bitcoin's history. A lot of indicators have, right? Like the NVT is not special in that it's called every top and bottom, right? There are indicators out there that you have never even heard of that work magically, okay? There's nothing wrong with an indicator-based strategy, right? You don't need to trade price action, right? And in fact, if you're new to trading, I recommend that you don't, because generally, that's what most people do. Most people think that they're just going to trade candlesticks or understand price action because that's what every other cool person or the people that, you know, newbies think are cool, that's what they do. And that's often and that's why 90% of traders lose money. There's nothing wrong. And in fact, I encourage and teach how to build a technical indicator-based system because that is good. It's consistent, it's objective, and it can give you consistent results. And if you're able to get consistent results with a consistent strategy, you're going to be light years ahead of the majority of traders in the space, because the rest of the majority of traders in the space are entering based on how they feel, based on what they've heard on Twitter, based on what they see on YouTube, and that's not a way to trade. It's just not a way to trade. anyways, but you can see that we do reject beautifully and cleanly from the bearish order block. We haven't broken above it yet. So right now, what have we done with the total crypto market cap? What do you guys think? We formed a swing high, we formed a swing low, and currently we are forming a lower swing high, and we are waiting to trade beneath the swing low to confirm. Well, it's really a tertiary confirmation, but to confirm the break in market structure, right? And if that happens, then what's the pullback zone we're looking into? We're looking to retest this inefficiency, this weakness in the market right here, right? Because there's weakness in the market right there. That's an unnatural candle. The market wants to pull back here and say, yo, bulls, buyers. And a lot of you bought right here, man. You sure about that? Because we're going to push price down on you and test your metal. And then just like the whole concept of what an order block is in the first place, right? An order block is where a lot of position sellers, or where you had a lot of sellers become position, right? Because you have to understand how significantly the futures markets, because they're cash settled, are affecting price right now. We saw this with gold and currency markets for decades and decades. So we saw how cash settled futures markets really control the underlying price of an asset, right? Whereas this is why I don't really like cash settled futures, but it's an evil. It's, you know, what I have to do as a trader. But physically delivered Bitcoin futures or futures in general actually aid in price discovery. This is why I'm very positive and very supportive of things like Backed, of things like Ledger X's words fail me. Of Ledger X's features, a physically delivered features platform that they want to launch. Why I'm very positive about the New York Stock Exchange and TD Ameritrade. You know, everybody kind of getting involved in that. But anyways, that will aid in true price discovery. The CME futures and the CBOE futures really did nothing but aid in the suppression of price for tinfoil hat theory. If you guys have any questions about that, there's some great books out there, some great articles. Just Google CME suppression of gold and silver's markets. It's one of the biggest realities out there, man. Combato me down. Novo gratis bullet. Let's go up here, man. Yeah, I know. I've got holes in my chest. This is the... it's because of the lighting in here. It's not perfect today. I actually need to replace one of the light bulbs up there. I didn't get a chance to do it today. I was kind of running around. But yeah, you can kind of see the Kraken cryptocurrency shirt is having an interaction with the green screen and everything. Let's see here. Andrew, thank you, man. Am I planning on trading on the Binance chain in the near future? On their DEX? Potentially, yes. Johnny, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. How do I produce the red and green candles on TradingView? So this is Wada Atar. This is Wada Atar Explosion, and it's converting price into... there's two elements of Wada Atar. There's the explosion level, and then there's volume and volatility, right? So this is a fantastic indicator. Basically, this is a trending indicator, and you are looking for candles to print green and bullish above the explosion level. You want to look for at least one other level of confluence, and then you go long, right? Trending long, right? So for me, that is time transformation crossing above the zero line. Oh, right here, actually, on the 1st of April, right? So 1st of April. Time transformation. Oh. Sorry, that's the overbought level. So right here, my bad. So the 5th of March, time transformation crosses above the zero line, and Wada Atar does not confirm. Wada Atar does not confirm. It confirms on this candle right here. We're still above the zero line, and we go long. So if you're looking for a trending indicator, I highly recommend Wada Atar. And if you missed it, could have gotten in right here. No, on the next candle. 28th of March, right here. Could have been long off this candle right there. Jerry Pack's asking me to look at SINs, Safe Insure. We got a lot of requests, and I wanted to bring Scott on to chit chat, man. Speaking of which. Okay, so, we talked about this earlier, but it should be working now. There we go, guys. All right, so as I mentioned, we are going to be doing a discount for the premium trading group. So we wanted to give something back for the Easter season, guys. You know, the market's been very good to us lately, so we just want to give an opportunity back to you guys. So if you've been on the fence, if you haven't joined the group yet, or if you are a current member and would like to take advantage to add time to your subscription, you guys can go over to primogiveaway.krakencryptocurrency.com. The link will be in the description down below, as well as in the chat right now if you want to click on it. And anyways, so we're doing the Gleam. We've done this before, guys. So anyways, I've disabled cookies with this browser, but I digress. You'll have the opportunity to come in here. You can use any of your existing social media accounts. You're watching on YouTube, you're watching on Twitch. You can just use one of those accounts to log into Gleam, and you can participate in the giveaway, guys. So we're going to be giving away 35 giveaways. So the first 5 are going to get 50% off, the next 10, 30% off, the next 20, 10% off. So if you guys would like to have access to everything that the primos get, this is your opportunity to come trade a little bit more closely alongside with me, guys. So we'll refer back to that in a little bit. Let's get back over into the scene. We're going to look at Ethereum real quickly, and going to take like a 2-minute break so I can grab some water, and then we'll look at all those requests. Okay. Okay, so quite similarly, so we are getting a much more volatile reaction off of Ethereum than we are getting off of Bitcoin, which is quite nice. So here's the BitMEX chart for Ethereum. This is congruent because you guys do have to remember, even though Bitcoin and Ethereum tend to move in confluence, what is the rest of the market doing, right? Because we knew for a long time, Litecoin was acting as a leading indicator, right? So we go to LTCM19. What was Litecoin doing, right? What has Litecoin been doing, man? Boom. What's Litecoin been doing in there? You can see my Litecoin trade, right? So what has Litecoin been doing? Litecoin's been moving down. What is the rest of the market doing? Why is everybody looking at Bitcoin and convinced that Bitcoin is going to moon and ignoring the fact that the rest of the sector is falling? Significantly falling, right? Significantly falling, right? Why is nobody talking about this, right? Bitcoin is just won't drop. Yeah, but everything else is. Come on, man. Anyways, I digress. So we see a potential SFP very clearly here on Ethereum, building up quite nicely. We've generated a swing high. We have a swing low. We formed a swing high. What is a swing high? It's a high with 2 lower highs on either side. This daily hasn't closed yet. It will in an hour. And again, here's our bearish order block right here. We use this area for the purposes of scaling into short orders if you're not already short, and boom, to the downside we go. Let's see how this builds out. Earlier today, we came down into the vicinity of the Tenkens. This was my morning update that I posted because we are up about 4% on that short. So I went ahead and took about 25% profit and updated my stop loss to break even. We'll really evaluate if we do trade back up in the bearish order block. Still, again, it's still there for the purposes of re-entering into your shorts. But again, I want to take advantage of the situation, stack my cash. If we do see some signs that Bitcoin and Ethereum anyways are going to continue to try to press upwards, then we'll reevaluate. But right now, I don't see anything. I don't see anything that would make me want to. Again, I don't see anything in here that invalidates my idea. So Ethereum looking quite nicely right here. We haven't. I'd say our most significant retest that we've had right here is the daily Tenkan. And we need to trade back up into the order block and above the close of this candle right here. So we need to trade above, what's the close of this candle? Sorry, 180.60 to begin reevaluating a situation. So until that happens, nothing doing, man. Until that happens, nothing doing. Automata. Sorry, I got that song stuck in my head now. All right, Mr. Ether, man, what's going on, dude? Weekends with Reese. Hey, thank you so much, man. Wants me to take a look at EOS. Well, we got a lot. EOS, okay. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. We need to look at Haven, Basic Attention Token, Engine, Owen, Ontology, Sens, EOS, if we can get a chance to get to all those, right? So nothing's really changed on the market. We did look at long. Oh, we didn't look at long. What's the longs to shorts ratio doing? That means people putting on shorts. As price is moving up, people are shorting. Interesting. Interesting. I'm just hoping, I'm trying to feed you with enough information so that you can catch the point here, guys. All right, guys. Brief. This is going to be a brief break. This is going to be like a 5-minute break. I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. Again, if you guys want to help us out, you can go to topg.crackingcryptocurrency.com. Give us an upvote. Doesn't cost you anything. We appreciate the support, man. Or if you guys want to take advantage of that giveaway that we're, the discount that we're doing for the premium trading group, you guys can head over to primogiveaway.crackingcryptocurrency.com and BNB. People want me to take a look at BNB. And I will be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. All right, and we're back. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. All right. Look at some of these charts, because we already know what's going on with Ethereum and Bitcoin. Nothing's changed the last 2 days. Multiple opportunities to enter. Okay. We looked at longs and shorts. We looked at total market cap. We looked at Tether dominance. We looked at Bitcoin dominance. All telling the same story, in my personal opinion. So, X-Haven for my good friend, Eli, man. Sorry for the wait, man. Okay. All right, so here we are, man. Here we are at X-Haven, and here's what we talked about, man. We talked about 3 opportunities or 3 potential trades that you could take with X-Haven, right? What did we say yesterday? Do we buy this? Absolutely not. We do not buy this. Would that have worked out for us? No, it would not have, right? Okay. What did we talk about? We talked about if the daily closes above this right here, what do we have? We have a bearish order block, right? Because this was the high of the daily candle for a shift in market structure, right? Now, again, we did say that, okay, well, we could use this one, right? Because you could say that this is the highest daily candle, and in all honesty, it is. But come on, we also have to do this in some way that we're going to make money. Do you think that that's a good entry zone for a long? Because either way, we haven't broken above it, right? So it's not a breaker, right? So we have to use something that we can commence with. However, what that would tell you is that this is a bearish order block, right? And so that you're selling all this. But okay, let's be realistic. So we were using this to denote a bearish order block, right? Worked out very well for us. Price returned to that area, wicked above slightly today, probably getting a lot of people excited. If you were watching something like the hourly chart, you're like, oh my good Lord, we just closed above, let's buy. No. Oh my God, we just closed above, let's buy. No. Okay. So keep your eyes off the lower time frames when you're wondering about how to base your positions, and keep your eyes on those higher time frame closes. That's not to say that you cannot make some money, that you cannot catch some good trades focusing on the lower time frame charts, because we've talked about how to scalp the 15-minute Bitcoin chart. But you know, I would be more interested in trading those markets, for example, or the Bitcoin market, because you can go long and short. So it just opens up more possibilities, right? It opens up more possibilities. When you can only take an asset in one direction, and the overall trend for altcoins has been fairly bearish recently, makes it difficult. But anyways, so did the conditions for position one materialize themselves? Absolutely no, they did not, because we did not close a daily above this bearish order block, making it a breaker, and then we would buy all pullbacks into that breaker, right? And often when you do close above an order block like that, price tends to go up for a while. But that's still not the trade that you want to take. You want to take the pullback and hope for a higher high, not hope for a higher high, but that's the higher statistical entry, because it's difficult to manage risk if you were buying at the tops of these, which, you know, again, some people did do. We have all these, every single price tick on a candlestick represents an area where somebody bought and where somebody sold, because you can't buy if there's not somebody to sell it to. You can't sell if there's nobody to buy it from or there to sell it to. So anyways, price rejected on closing basis from the bearish order block. Okay, pretty much as expected. What's the second opportunity, right? Well, we have this level right here, right? Previous resistance, and also the testing closing area of this descending formation that we have right here. So the trend line, right? So we talked about this pattern that X-Haven was potentially breaking out from. So right now you're at an area where you could potentially make a buy, right? Because you have broken out of a pattern, right? You're coming back to test the breakout zone, right? You're coming back to retest that breakout zone that is congruent here with horizontal resistance. Okay, you had horizontal resistance suppressing price right here. Let's see here. Yeah, this is an area where you can make a stab. Where would you manage risk? You would manage risk at about a 5% stop loss right here on the low of this daily candle, because you don't really want to close back inside. You don't really want to close back inside your pattern. Now, the way that you draw the pattern can be subjective, right? So I leave that up to you. But just the way that you can see that I've drawn this, if your strategy was to trade chart patterns, and you guys know how I feel about chart patterns, but again, when we can also find confluence between horizontal support and resistance, and we can manage risk fairly well, it's worth a stab, man. So where would you be targeting? What would your where would you be targeting to take profits? Obviously, you'd be targeting the order block right here. So that give you about a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio right there. So not too bad. Then you could be waiting to see if price breaks above. Does price pull back? Does price kick off from the order block? Then you're holding on to about 50% of your position and letting that ride, because again, your more significant block is not up here. It's quite high, right? So this is your bearish resistance order block, right? So you'd look to scale some profits out here. I believe the take profit target that I had talked about was 11,495 sats. That's what a blue line on my chart means. Dashed blue line right there represents a take profit level if all these qualifications are met, right? So again, you're entering into an area where you could take a stab at a buy. What would be your soft stop loss? Your soft stop loss would be price closing back inside this pattern or below this level of horizontal resistance that you are testing as support, right? So you don't actually have to let your stop loss get hit. You can let the market tell you when to get out. And see, this is where so many traders fail, right? As people know, I don't trade with hard stops. That is suicide in cryptocurrency, right? I let myself decide when to enter and exit a position, right? I don't let an arbitrary stop loss level kick me out of my position, right? There are some times when I end up taking a larger loss than I had anticipated, but more often than not, I am able to have better control of my trades and end up staying in the trades that I want to stay in and end up exiting the trades that I don't want to exit. And again, the nice thing about this is that you don't have to let your stop loss get hit to get out of a losing trade, right? You can have parameters where, okay, like for example, so say you did buy right here, right? And you were saying that if the daily closes below this level, say you were entered on this candle, you entered on this bullish candle, you're looking at this as a break of resistance, so your stop loss is going to go at the low of that candle. And then you're going to say, well, if the daily closes below this level of resistance and doesn't get the kickoff that I want, the bullish kickoff that I want, I'll exit the trade, right? So in this case, say you had bought in this range, you're only going to be taking a 9% loss instead of a 13% loss, 14% loss. And those numbers matter. Those percentages really matter, okay? So you're coming to that point, Eli, where if you want to trade this consolidation pattern or this breakout pattern, you can. Again, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you what to trade or buy. I'm just telling you that I had laid out 3 possible scenarios, right? Qualification 1, price needs to close the daily above. We look to buy pullbacks into that breaker because it is now a breaker. That didn't happen. I said the second place we could look to enter was at that retest of the trend line, at the retest of horizontal resistance with a stop loss below the low of the candle. Keep in mind to position size appropriately for the width of that stop. That's a 5 to 6% stop, so make sure that you're not putting on incongruous risk. And if the daily closes inside this trend line right now, then you would be exiting the trade manually. The other place below that where you would want to enter is, boom, back in the bearish breaker, right? You bought here. You have your daily breaker here. You close cleanly above it with no resistance, and you look to buy all pullbacks into that breaker. If you would have just done what you were supposed to, right? Ignore this trade. Okay, here was your trade. This was your trade. That's an 80% trade right there, a possibility, right? You ignore this, okay, because that's not your trade. We're not breakout traders, right? That's not your trade. Okay. Now, if you are a breakout trader, that's fine. I can't help you out too much, right? I mean, I can. I've done breakout trades, and there are very few breakout trades that I like to take in cryptocurrency, right? I like to wait for the market to come back to me. But again, I've talked about using time transformation to catch breakouts. I've talked about mostly using volume to catch breakouts and the structure of candlesticks. I go over all that in the premium webinar series. But again, you would still be looking to buy pullbacks into the bearish breaker until it's disrespected and you close below the bearish breaker, or bullish breaker, excuse me. And then you're looking, you can't short sell it, but you would in that case then short sell any retracements into that block. Okay. Just as right now you're looking at this area right here to be fully out of any positions, and then if price breaks above, you buy any pullbacks. Simple. Yeah, this is not your trade. This is your trade. Okay. For trading breakers, right? Because that's pullback to breakout strategy, right? There are other technical indications that you could have used to catch this trade right here. For example, here's the daily buy signal for time transformation, telling you to potentially enter into a trade. What do we get? We get time transformation crossing above the 0 line right here, and Wada confirms. Let's see, you get pushed out of that trade here, and then here we go. Price or time transformation crosses above the 0 line again. Wada confirms. You're not looking at price action, you're not looking at horizontal support and resistance if you're trading technical indicators. And you're in on this trade, and you're taking this up, and then you get the sell signal right there. That's 150% trade right there, right? So there is an opportunity where technical indicators would have given you a better trade potentially on this, right? On this movement right here, rather than trading price action, and where trading price action would have given you this trade right here, okay? So you can use both at once. Just make sure that however you're trading, strategic, right? Thanks, Mr. Ether. I would hope that they're not missing out. Justin drinking moonshine, that's a good sign. Redbeard. Somebody else asked about some pictures in Discord. So Eli, I wish you the best of luck with this, man. I'm not really looking to buy a lot of altcoins right now, especially on Binance. But just from a TA perspective, you are in a zone where you could take a speculative entry, right? Do I really like it? No, because I don't trade chart patterns. I'm just throwing that out there, and this looks crazy, but hopefully you guys. So for those of you who watched the stream yesterday, you can see what I'm talking about. I explained all this, and I just pretty much well explained it again. But for me, if I was going to trade this, since I don't have a signal from any of my indicators to tell me to go long or to sell, I would just be looking at the entry zone right here. 75, 79, 67, 20. Okay. And really what I need to see is for this to get broken to buy pullbacks to this zone right here. Okay. 99, 87 to 98, 10. Dun, dun. Redbeard, yes, but let me try and get through some of this stuff first, man. A lot. Basic attention token. Oh, man, it's hot in here. Yeah, beautiful chart for basic attention token, man. Okay, what do we have here? I mean, all right, so I just loaded this up, guys. I didn't change this chart at all, right? Here's the entry zone. How would you have done? Done pretty darn well. So congratulations to anybody who held on to that basic attention token trade we did. Awesome. Awesome trade. Let's see here. Daily sells right here. We got some hidden bullish divergence on this candle right there, right back in our entry zone. Beautiful. We buy pullback, stop loss slightly below, and boom. You even get this, you even get an SR flip, man. Price pulls up, pulls back, and off you go, man. So what do we got now? All right, there's your breaker. Buying any all pullbacks. Stop loss slightly below. As far as what's going to happen with price right now, I mean, that's some significant selling, man. So is that. I would be inclined to say that if you... So I would be inclined to say that this is an awesome opportunity to take profits. You always look to take profits when the candle is... when you have an extremely large bullish candle. Don't really see any reason for you to be completely out of your position if you've bought like extremely low, like wait for the breaker to get disrespected. If you short-term traded this and you bought the breaker, this is an excellent time to book some profits, right? Like you are up, and you are up, you know, 54%, right? You had an opportunity to take profit earlier today at like 70%. Only a noob wouldn't book some profit, man. Only a noob would not take this opportunity to take some profit and move your stop loss to break even. Not telling you that you have to be completely out of the trade, but that's a lot of selling, man. That's a lot of selling. That's some significant selling, right? 10% down in one day, in one daily candle after a 24% candle to the upside. Beautiful. Generally, the market cannot sustain that much buying in the short. So where's the pullback zone? Here. Not saying price goes there, but if price does go there, we buying some BAT. Okay. That's going to be 70.31 to 65.98, my good friend. Yeah, beautiful. New all-time highs on basic attention token, man. Loving it. And that was a pullback to the daily key June, and the previous, that was a reaccumulation zone. Bullish reaction, continued price appreciation, breakdown needs to consolidate at a lower level. So this was the notes that I had on my chart. And what did we get? We got price appreciation. Lovely to see. 3-day, same thing. Getting a continuation cross on the 3-day. And the daily is now overbought. Hasn't turned yet. If we end up closing lower than this price and the daily continues descending a little bit, this will turn and we'll get the daily sell signal, which for BAT, except for the the end of 2017, January 18 uptrend, have been pretty bang on, right? Got you in here, got you out here. Now, these two were losers. You would have DCA'd in here and had the opportunity to get at break even. Here's a good signal right here. Buy, sell. It's a good 50% trade. Definitely making up for these. And what was the last buy signal? I thought I saw one. No, because the cross occurred on such a volatile candle. Hidden bullish divergence here. There's a good entry signal from time transformation on this candle. And then if you're trending trading right here, WADA, TAR, and time transformation confirm, they get you out here. Beautiful. And then price action gets you in here. And yeah, I would be profit booking. All right, let's see, man. Got him first at 5,500 sats, man. That's awesome to hear, Andrew. I like avocados, man. I really like avocados. Not as much as I like mango. Frank Wolftown, what's going on, my good friend? All right, so bat, engine. So same thing here, man. We talked about with engine, we talked about this inefficiency in the market. Everybody got really excited by this pump with the S10 launch news. And what did price do? Price made a swing high, generated a swing low. All right, so this is what you should be looking to see if Bitcoin and Ethereum play this out, right? Because we generate a swing high, we generate a swing low off of that swing high, we form a lower swing low, and then that confirms a bear trend when we break below that support that is generated by that swing low. Okay, and what happens? Price descends back into the accumulation zone right here. So we would have gotten just barely filled at the top of that accumulation zone. And price does have a nice bullish kickoff, right? Bottoms, bullish kickoff, pullback, lower high, or excuse me, higher low, and up, retesting. Looks good, man. Engine doesn't look too bad. I would be out of engine if we close the daily below this level of resistance that we're back testing right now as support. And this is resistant. This was actually the initiation level that we talked about right there. So we can go to that and that. And yeah. Yep. So now, interestingly enough, we now have a bearish breaker. So the most significant level of resistance on the chart, to me anyways, is 41.54 to 43.39. Actually, this zone right here, price needs to break that for us to see any higher highs. And if we do break that, I'll be buying pullbacks to engine. Until then, looks good right now in the short term. Let's see what's going on. Keep our eye on that. But we're not overbought yet, so I'll give it the benefit of the doubt that we could get the continuation cross. But definitely not something that I would want to enter on here. No, I don't like it. Don't like it for an entry, man. Looks okay if you've had it. I don't think the risk to reward is good for an entry right now. Although, I mean, again, I don't know I don't know the strategies that people are trading, so it might work out for you, but there's a better opportunity. Weekly doesn't look too bad. Weekly wicked up, tested resistance, pulled back. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We got to get over that zone first before we get really, really bullish. Sorry, I wanted to... Yeah, the weekly is about to turn bearish, actually. We'll see. Nothing to do with this right now. Let's look at this next week. Spooky Dylan says, my friend got hit by a car, man. Can you shout him out, Nick Ers, man? Yeah, I hope for a speedy recovery, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Ed McCracken, is that an Elliott wave? No, man. Never. Jake Jackson asks, how long until I think crypto is used like money in day-to-day life? Realistically, as soon as we have something like Facebook coin and Amazon coin, which, you know, those are going to be a reality here really, really soon. LaFrenchy CG, yes, I am. Can you still buy Bitcoin? Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, we went over the longs and shorts. We went over Tether dominance. We went over Bitcoin dominance. We went over the total market cap. Longs and shorts do not look good for the long side. All right. Ontology, man. Yeah, let me, hopefully I can get to it, Zuhair. Well, I don't really like the weekly. Got a level of support at 18,850 sats. So this is pretty much the accumulation zone of the market. Like, this is the market bottom. And you do have this nice breakout week right here that itself formed a weekly ascending triangle. You got a little bit of price expansion right there. Price pulled back to back test this level of support. Failed it. And now it's going to test this level of support. Which makes sense because that's where you have an inefficiency in the market. There. This breakout candle. Breakouts are typically inefficiencies in the market, right? That's why breakouts are not trend traders. Like, you'll never hear a breakout trader refer to themselves as a trend trader because they're not. So the weekly does not look like a strong buy right now since we've already failed the level of support, and the next level of support is significantly lower than us on the weekly anyways. 18% below us. Technical indicators on the weekly. Wada Atar is waning, showing waning volatility and volume. Time transformation is crossed under in the near the overbought territory. Didn't get quite overbought enough to give us a confirmed sell signal, but did cross under and is heading down to cross for a trending sell below the 0 line, which at that point Wada Atar would probably confirm. Let's go to the 3-day. See here. Too bad. On here. Yeah, so this one right here would have given us our confirmed short if we could short, right? Because this is where Wada Atar on the 3-day trades above the explosion line. We already have time transformation below the 0 line. We got the confirmed sell right here. To that level of support that we back tested. Tried to hold it right here. You can see we tried to hold it right here, but just couldn't hold the sellers back, man. So what's that? Where's that weekly support? Right there. There's that weekly level of support. That breakout zone right there. 18,850. Let's go find a daily breaker so we can actually trade. Something like that initially. Now, you can make an argument. You can make an argument on the retest of this bullish order block, man. Okay? Because bullish order blocks once broken become bearish breakers, and bearish order blocks once broken become bullish break or bearish breakers. So I could see an argument for a buy in this zone right here. I could see that argument. It's where price reversed last time. It's where buyers stepped in and took control of the market. After seeing a confirmed breakout, they bought the pullback. This was the pullback zone. So if you wanted to buy the bullish order block, you'd buy this. If you wanted to buy the bullish breaker, you'd buy lower. You stand to take a risk either place you buy. It all depends on what's congruent with your strategy. Do you trade order blocks? Do you trade breakers? I trade breakers. I think they have a higher probability for success. Does that mean that buying a bullish order block won't work? No, it doesn't. Ed McCracken says, fuck, this shit is hard to figure out. Sucks being a noob. That's okay, man. Everybody starts somewhere, dude. I mean, I'll tell you what, and I just told this to one of my students earlier today. The fact that you are willing to express that and not say that, well, I know what I'm talking about. The fact that you are willing to admit that you don't understand something is a sign of strength for your future potential to grow, right? The people that come into trading and think that they're going to be right and want to be right because they're generally insecure, so they just want to be right and be proven right by the market, those are the people that are the 99% of traders, right? The people that come in humble and really wanting to learn and knowing that they don't know anything, those are the people that actually have the potential to learn if they get the right guidance and if they get the right experience and if they put in the time and energy. Jake Jackson, do I think Stellar Lumens will skyrocket in the next 20 years? If any, I think it has as high a potential to go as any other altcoin, right? It's got a good team of developers. It's a good program. It's got some significant backing. Yeah, I mean, it's a blue chip, man. The First King says, any tips for a first-time crypto buyer? Yes, Google the term cold storage, how to store my Bitcoin in cold storage, and make sure that you understand and just spend a couple hours researching best practice for online anonymity, proper coin storage, proper coin security, and what key ownership means. All right, so just make sure you understand those things. Don't leave your crypto on an exchange if you're not going to be an active trader. If you're buying to invest, if you're buying to hold, invest in some cold storage solution, right? Although hardware wallets aren't perfect, they're just about the best option that you're going to have for convenience. So a hardware wallet would be a good option. Otherwise, it's pretty easy to generate a offline wallet address if you have a computer that you can air gap, so turn offline, right? I recommend Armory or Bitcoin Core. Mr. Ether says, I have been trading using only coin to USD calculated by trading fee. What are your thoughts on that, Justin? I think that's really good strategy, actually. I think that's a really good strategy. Not because necessarily because you're going to get the cleanest charts, but because you're going to have a more realistic version of what you're risking, right? It's about money management. So that's why I'm just writing this this Tamper Monkey use script that you can use on BitMEX, and it displays your available balance and total balance in USD and not BTC, as well as displaying your unrealized P&L in USD, because it lets you really see what's going on. Like when you only see what's going on in BTC or what's going on in Sats, people tend to like view that as like casino chips. They don't really understand. They don't really think on it. Return XR, thanks for the comment on Twitch, man. Love to see the people on Twitch. Thoughts on basic attention token? So I actually just went over basic attention token at length. If you want to rewind the video a little bit, you can see that, bro. Frank Wolftown says, I am so confused. I think I should bite the bullet and take an online course to understand cryptocurrency, man. Hey, we'd be happy to help you out, man. Hop in the Discord. And again, we have a discount on the premium trading group where we teach people how to trade cryptocurrency, man. Bitcoin and 5G, and Bitcoin is 5G. I can only cloud mine on a Chromebook. Later, Gypsy Hill. Enjoy the Game of Thrones episode. I need to, man, I really like Game of Thrones, but I like, kind of sitting down and binge watching. But I feel like my life's going to be significantly impacted if I don't just go subscribe for the HBO just so I can watch the Game of Thrones season. If anybody's got a Plex server where they have uploaded the recent Game of Thrones episodes, feel free to hit me up in the Discord. Love those Plex servers, man. All right, ONT. Sins. BT. Okay. I don't think you wanted Aeon Thanacinsa. So this means that we need... Where is it? Here we go. Said safe and sure. Here we go. Safe and sure Bitcoin. Hey, no problem, Jay. It is discord.crackingcryptocurrency.com. Safe and sure Bitcoin. Where is this stuff being traded at? All right, 24-hour volume, 611,000 doll hairs, 8.4 millicap, not too bad. 354 rank. Capitalization dramatically increased, but the price, price like went up for sure. That's a good increase in price. But what's up with that massive skyrocket of the market capitalization? Did they burn a lot of coins or something like that? Did their circulating supply go down significantly? I really like their description on CoinMarketCap. It's a crypto. And they talk about their current supply and the price. Crypto Bridge, Crex, Alttilly, Gravix. Okay, so just your regular kind of blah blah blah. Oracle data. Yeah, this market cap. Price. So we went from $2.80 to $3.80. So that's about a 50% increase in price. Not really, but almost. And market cap went from 3 billion to 8 billion. So how did the market capitalization triple and the price didn't even double? That's interesting. Did they burn a lot of coins? Power slider. What's the worst case scenario? You lose all your crypto. The exchange exit scams, like every major cryptocurrency exchange has done over the last 10 years. Now, as we move forward more with, oh yeah, the Fire Stick, yeah, man. Yep. Maybe I'll have Scott hook me up with one of those. That's his speciality. Kind of a Luddite. Big ass fat order. It wouldn't surprise me. It has some significant selling, about 14 biddies worth of FET. Yeah, $110,000 right there. $110,000 at 20. Oh, there it is. Okay. 23.2. Getting chewed into. You got to be cautious, man, but it's exciting. Big volume spike. Trade safely, guys. Not the way I do business, but pretty cool. Android TV box better than the Fire Stick. I have them both. Will the IEO on Binance start to pump now with the new DEX? That BitTorrent token seller. I think BitTorrent token is going to do things. $53.08 on Deribit. Man, Litecoin. God. Right. All right. Let's see here. Cryptometer. Cryptometer.io. Cryptometer.io. Oh, yeah, so sins. We were looking at that sins, man. You know, for an altcoin, I don't really like this. Because right? And what happens if we fail this? Okay. I showed you guys earlier. Oh, let's see if we can clear this on sins. But for an altcoin, I don't really like this, how this looks right now. If we hold this, okay. Okay, I can get down with the get down. Okay. Because that's the bullish block. Okay. That's where the bears out of steam. I don't really have a strong opinion on it. And I don't trade low cap stuff, so I mean I will note the explosion in volume right here. All right. It is often needed to shift a trend in the opposite direction. Daily Arun gave you a buy signal right here, actually. And here. That would have been a good one. That would have been a good one. Yeah, sideways consolidation got failed on its this attempt up. I mean, just see if it breaks resistance, man. Otherwise, you look to buy in the buy zone right now. But to be honest with you, since I don't trade stuff like this on smaller exchanges, the only thing that I do with things like this is, you know, I've got team members that I do fundamental analysis with on I do some fundamental analysis on things like this. And if there's projects that I think have some potential to get listed on major exchanges, then I'll pull open this chart and I'll identify, you know, where are the low zones, right? Where are the low zones? Like here, 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 you know, recently here. And that's where I'll set some limit orders. I'll try to scoop some coins up on the cheap. And that's, I mean, the most that I ever do that with, you're talking maybe 10% of my portfolio. And only for crypto. I don't, obviously crypto is really the only thing that you can do like that. Because you know, once it gets listed on a major exchange, it's going to be a lot more volume. And this already has some decent volume. It seems like if anything was going to get listed on a major exchange, this would probably fall into that realm. I mean, it's number 354. What was it on the total market cap? Here. Yeah, rank 354. It's got, I mean, 500,000 in daily volume, 8.4 milli cap. It's not too bad, man. That fits qualifications of what potentially might be on a larger exchange. I would have to look deeper into this, like into the project. I don't know anything about this, man. I don't know anything about this coin. And for stuff like this that's not on a major exchange, I like to look at that information. But I don't see the point of trading this chart because I don't mind keeping my funds on Binance or BitMEX, for example. I don't have a problem with that, or Coinbase Pro. But I do have a problem with leaving my money on GraviX, on Crex, you know, on Altly. Significant. You know, this bullish candles looks okay, but all right. Sins. So I'll look at the Binance chart a little bit, but this doesn't look good. Here is, and this is one of the ones that we were short on. Already on our thing. Good one. We hit, actually, this is what allowed us to hit our first take profit target this morning. What do we got? Okay, so really, the only thing good here that I see would have been this daily breaker right here. See that it got bought up here and getting bought up here. Sorry about that. So it did get bought up in the bullish breaker zone right here. So again, this is a zone where you can look to set limit buys at. So we'll see what kind of bullish kickoff that we get off of this, right? The daily is oversold. We don't have any trending indications right now. Actually, yeah, we did. We got the trending sell here, right here. And what are confirmed, right? Trend sell. You would have taken a little drawdown. You would have taken a little drawdown. But overall, you'd be up. You would have potentially had a 10% trade on your table. All right. Now, if you bought this zone up, you're up about 2%. So you either want to say, okay, I'm taking profit, or you want to have your stop loss a little bit below. And it's hot in here. This. Oh, crazy. Something like this. Okay. Daily candle closed. And a fresh daily candle for Mr. Bitcoin. How did they paint it? Paint it bearish. All right, cool. See what we get, guys. Let's see what Monday brings us, man. Justin, what the heck happened with Thoracoin? Yep. Man. I don't know, man. I don't know any fundamentals behind this. I heard people talking about this. Let's see. So, okay, there's only, okay, so let's just make sure that let's be very clear about this. So there's only $83,000 worth of 24-hour volume, right? None of this stuff, none of these numbers matter, okay? Because there's no speculation that's needed. There's no speculation that's needed. This is some bullshit, right? I don't know if doesn't matter if it's a group. It doesn't matter if it's, what's the word I'm looking for? You can't, how do I put this? Okay. Well, hold on. Let me think before I speak. Right? Okay, so first off, I don't trade on cracks. I'm not interested in trading on cracks. Okay, so here's the reality too, right? So if you've got 24-hour volume, like what was the volume on? So 24-hour volume in this candle was $251,000, right? So this is some, how do I put this? This is massive for Crex, right? This wouldn't happen on Binance. This wouldn't happen on any major exchange. So I don't know. I have no idea, man. And it doesn't matter because the only thing that you can do with a chart that looks like this is kind of speculate on. I mean, I don't care really what it does. I know that, and I try to teach people about this, man, like, because people are going to look at something like this and they're going to be like, that was my one opportunity, man. If I would have just like happened to be lucky enough to buy this, or, you know, be in the right Telegram group when this was shilled, like I could have just made bank. Well, okay, yeah, let's say that you were able to make like the 24-hour trading volume on this so that you had like an account. So you put $3,000 in and you able to ride this all the way to the top. So the odds of that are very low. The odds of you even knowing about Thorcoin are very low. And also putting all your eggs in one basket and banking on one pump and dump strategy. I mean, it's not a good way to live life, right? It's not a good way to live life. Put the time and the work in if you want to be a good trader. Otherwise, maybe you'll get lucky enough to get lucky. Just put it all on BNB. Can't go wrong, right? Crap, that coin is killing. All right. Okay, guys, I got a lot of DMs that I got to get to. I got to do some stuff with the Primos tonight. Let's do the end of show stuff, man. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. It was a fantastic show. Coming to you live on Easter. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Hope you guys had a wonderful Easter. Let's see here. Okay, so if you guys have been interested in the trading group, if you guys would like to trade more closely with me, receive mentorship and education, get access to our indicators and strategies, as well as our private Discord community, if you would like to get access to learn how we do things the way that we do things, why we do things the way we do things, and how we've been able to profitably trade the market for a while now. If you want to learn what beginner mistakes to avoid, we are having a giveaway discount. We're having a discount giveaway on the premium trading group to celebrate the Easter weekend. Just give something back in celebration of 4,000 subscribers on YouTube for all the support that we've gotten, guys. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. So the top 5 winners are going to get 50% off a monthly subscription to the premium trading group. The next 10 will receive 30% off. The next 20 will receive 10% off. So if you guys are interested, you guys can go to Primo giveaway.crackingcryptocurrency.com. Link will be in the description down below. And it's also going to be right here. Oh, shoot, Redbeard. You're right, man. I did. Thank you, Redbeard. Go look at them, man. I like your pictures. Your charts. Here we go. Redbeard the Fractal God. Okay, let's see. What we got here, man? I love it, dude. Hey, because everybody's been talking about that bump and run meme, right? So this is your, like, here's the real bump and run, guys. All right. Yeah, I quite like that, man. I quite like that, man. Compare with this. Hopefully I'm understanding this right. If I'm, correct me where I go astray. Yep. I like it, man. Sleep says, hey everyone, daily reminder for the 45-minute warning for the candle close in the daily chart. I love you, man. Ed McCracken, are my courses designed for noobs? Yeah, you don't need to know anything, man. In fact, most of the students that come into my course, they have to unlearn everything they've learned. So if you don't know anything, I would say that you're starting off with an advantage, because just about all the introductory information that I find for beginner traders does not teach them how to trade profitably. You're not going to be learning how to use Fibonacci's or moving averages. You're going to learn how to position size, how to manage your money, how to manage your psychology, how to trade on actual exchanges, how to actually position size, how to actually do the things of trading. I'm not going to teach you how to draw a Fibonacci. I'm not going to teach you how to trade a moving average crossover. All right, guys. So we got that going on. I got to go, man. Zuhair, let me see if I can get some time to look at Enigma tonight. And I will potentially post something in the general chat. No promises. Easter. All right, you guys are fantastic, awesome, and excellent. Let me slide over here real quick. All right, thank you for joining me for the Easter edition of Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. You guys have a fantastic evening. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, sarcastic remarks, and or death threats, make sure to leave them in the comments section down below. And until tomorrow, guys, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Actually, no, I'm sorry, guys. Listen, I need to make that announcement. I will not be doing live streams for the next 2 days. Okay, I talked about this previously in the week. My father is having some medical procedures done, so I'm not going to be able to do the live shows for the next couple of days because I do need to be there for support. There's going to be a lot of waiting. I will have my laptop with me, so I'm still going to continue to do my job and do what I need to do. But I'm not going to be able to find the time streaming on Wi-Fi, you know, to try and update the show. And honestly, I need to be there. So thank you guys for all the support and the love and the appreciation, but I will be back on Wednesday with another Breaking Bitcoin Market Update, and I will see you guys then. So until then, man, trade safely and happy Easter.